Hi, I'm Lyndon Wood, a businessman, founder, investor, and of course, watcher of the world. I'm going to share with you today on what you can do if or when we enter war, because we are in the panic cycle and certainly going to enter deeper into the panic and chaos cycle in 2026. So have you ever wondered what happens to your money during war or during a financial crash? Because most people panic. The smart people and of course the wealthy, they don't panic. They just make great moves because they understand what's going on and how to protect their assets and of course money and grow it, not just protect it. So the wealthy, they prepare before it happens. Smart people do that too. So you haven't got to be super wealthy to prepare before anything happens. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to protect your finances during war, during chaos, and of course currency collapse. And of course, more importantly, how to grow your wealth when everyone else is losing theirs. Because during these times, people lose a lot of money. And whether that is due to inflation or they just don't invest because they don't know how, or mainly because they have just generally busy lives. So let's go through this in a Q&A kind of format. I think there's 10 questions and answers for you. The real questions people ask when the world feels like it's on fire. Because quite frankly, it is, and the fire is getting bigger. So it sounds a bit doom and gloom. I guess we are fortunate to be alive during these experiences because we're not here a long time. We should be here for a good time. But let me go through these and we'll see where we end up. So question one, this was actually given to me by someone on X, or formerly Twitter. What's the first thing I should do if war or a financial crash seems likely? Well, the first rule is simple. Get liquid, which means cash, and stay calm. So don't panic. That means you need access to cash, both digital and physical, in a crisis, because banks can freeze your withdrawals, as we're already seeing in Europe and, of course, the UK. You have to give notice in Spain, for example, to withdraw €3,000. And if you don't, you can get penalties, fine, or just can't get your money. Impose capital controls, so that again is stopping you getting access to your money and stopping you moving money out of the country, or limit transfers abroad. So these are the things that are happening now, so are very real. We've seen this in Cyprus in 2013, Greece in 2015, and of course Ukraine in 2022. So step one, keep 3 to 6 months of expenses in physical cash. Keep it in a safe under your mattress, wherever it can be safe. Or instant access accounts. Now, I'm not a fan of leaving a lot of cash in a bank. I tend to invest my capital and keep a degree of cash on hand. Keep the rest in diversified movable forms of wealth like Bitcoin, like gold, obviously in cold storage, or foreign currency accounts in safer jurisdictions. Now, again, I have to reiterate, this is not financial advice. These are questions and answers that I'm giving. And things that I tend to do myself. So do your own research. It's very easy to do this kind of research now, even if you have limited time. So remember, liquidity is survival. Diversification is defense, okay? So if you have cash, it helps you survive, get through troubled times. Diversification is defense. You diversify in case one thing goes down, the others tend to go up if you are diversified properly, okay? Question two. This came from a Facebook question. Should I hold cash or move into hard assets? Well, in times of instability, cash loses value fast because governments print to fund war or debt. So you get debased, basically. I mean, over 10 years, you lose 30, 40, 50% of your cash value in real terms. That means your £100 a day can buy a lot less in 10 years' time. So where you might buy 3 loaves of bread today, maybe you can only buy 2, maybe 1. So you get debased. This is why people tend to get poorer over time and why people retire poor over time, because I've seen people retire and they have to downsize their house, they stop going on holidays, they change their car to a cheaper car, and this kind of thing. So the system is rigged against you. You retire poorer. So while cash gives flexibility, it's a melting ice cube. You need a mix, okay? So you need roughly 30-40% liquid for emergencies and opportunities. But keep in mind, this is during crisis, during war, this kind of thing. 67% hard assets like property, Bitcoin, gold, or productive assets that hold value through inflation. So you're not betting on any single thing. You're hedging against government failure. That's what it's really about, because governments do fail. There's a whole new video on my channel about war, sovereign debt, and why wars happen and this kind of thing. And it's a trend, it's a cycle through history. So question 3, I'm not sure where this one came from, but what happens to bank savings if a war or collapse hits? Well, in short, they're at risk. Okay, again, we saw it in the UK with Northern Rock. We saw it with Greece, where people were queuing and couldn't get access to the money. In fact, people were robbing the banks and taking really what they put in the first place. So if it's €2,000, they're robbing the bank and taking their €2,000. Your money in a bank is technically a liability of the bank. If they fail, you're a creditor. So what many people don't understand is that you sign your terms and conditions. You are effectively lending the bank your money in return for a 0.0001% interest rate, because then that becomes a commercial transaction. If a bank goes bankrupt, they owe you the money, and you join the long list of queue to get any money back, which you probably won't. Although the UK does have an £80,000 protection. I don't know how long that would take to get back. I don't think it's ever been tested. So you can have £80,000 in a bank, actually £85,000 in a bank, and under the FSCS limit in the UK, or €100,000 in the EU. It's nice, but during systemic collapse, these guarantees are only as good as the government behind them. So if the government is a bit crap or destitute, then how long will it take you to get your money back? Or will they change some sneaky law and you won't get anything back? I mean, who knows? So you should spread cash between different banks and different countries, if possible. Use offshore multi-currency accounts in political stable places. And again, I mention these things because you can do all of them, you can do some of them. It would be up to you. Avoid keeping more than the protection limit in any one bank. So that's the £85,000 or €100,000. In a crisis, it's not about yield. It's about access and control. So remember, you need to access things for food, to buy food. Maybe it's food you need to access. And you need to have your good degree of control over things. So question 4, how do I protect my investments, stocks, bonds, and pensions? Well, equities tend to crash fast in war and crisis, but they often recover first. So don't panic, sell everything. Instead, reduce exposure to high debt, consumer-facing companies, that kind of thing. Focus on energy, commodities, oil, this kind of stuff, defense, agriculture, and infrastructure, the sectors that thrive in wartime economies. So I think I saw one forecast, was it Ray Dalio, I think, the billionaire investor, hedge fund guy, estimating that oil per barrel will go from where it is today, I think it's sub $100 a barrel, to $250 a barrel, maybe $300 by 2028. Now, of course, with things happening in the Middle East, with wars, oil becomes one of those commodities that just drives up in price. So hold some dividend-paying stocks for income. So we see Strategy, which is the Bitcoin treasury company now with Michael Saylor, offering 10.25% yield paid monthly if you buy certain stocks from his portfolio. One thing, have I done it myself? No, not that one yet. Will I do it? Maybe, I don't know. I'm fairly well invested right now. But dividend stocks, there's banks that offer dividend stocks and all sorts of things. You can take a look, it's easy. So for pensions, check if you can self-direct your SIP or ISA into safe haven or alternative assets. Super important, especially with pensions coming under attack now by the UK government. And always ask, what happens if markets close for 30 days? Can I still access my money? Now, this happens during wartime. Stock markets close. It's happened several times in the past, and that's to stop you cashing out your money and keeping your money in the stock market and in shares in businesses. So they do close. It does happen. It has happened. So that's your real stress test. Question 5, what assets perform best during war? I've already mentioned oil tends to do well, commodities, so that's like sugar and wheat and this kind of thing. Gold holds or increases in value when currencies collapse. Silver tends to climb pre-war, sometimes a little bit during war, more volatile but useful in smaller units. Bitcoin, of course, Can't go without mentioning Bitcoin now. Portable, borderless, and not dependent on any government. Of course, if you hold Bitcoin or planning to, keep it in cold storage so it's off the exchanges. Exchanges are the middlemen, like Coinbase. That's the most popular, I guess. Productive land, so farmland, assisted living, energy producing property, always a good idea. And essential businesses, food, utilities, medical, logistics. Things have to still move around even during wartime. In other words, real assets that feed power or protect people. Avoid luxury or speculative items like a new car, clothes, watches, ornaments for the house, a picture on the wall, because they just don't do much for you. They're nice to have, but during panic cycles and chaos cycles, you need things that you can control and, of course, access. Question 6, should I move money abroad? Well, if your country's at risk, yes. Short answer, yes, and at least partially. Diversify across jurisdictions. This is one that a lot of people tend to miss, not just assets. That means considering safe haven countries with stable banking laws, low debt to GDP. You can check all this out. Make a note of the words I'm using, debt to GDP, and political neutrality. So examples are historically Switzerland, Singapore, the UAE, maybe the Isle of Man, that kind of thing. But again, do your own research on it. So you can set up a foreign business account or even a personal account with multi-currency access. The goal isn't to evade, it's to preserve. Because when capital controls hit, it's already too late. You need access and control, don't forget. So question 7, what about real estate? Buy, sell or hold? Well, it depends on the phase. Before war or crash, lighten up on leveraged property because interest rates spike and buyers vanish. During crisis, prices fall, but cash buyers win, hence liquidity. After war, reconstruction begins and massive property booms. So you can see how anybody with a bit of sense, any wealthy people, anybody with a bit of money benefit through crisis. And like the Chinese saying goes, in a crisis, there's opportunity. So your playbook is sell over-leveraged assets early, if you can. Hold income-producing or strategic use properties. Keep cash ready to buy distressed assets later. And in every crash, someone gets rich. So remember that. It's usually the one who prepares early. And of course, I like to think I am prepared early. I've got a few things I've still got to do, but I'm getting there. Question 8. How can I make money after war or collapse? Well, when peace returns, governments pour money into rebuilding. Think infrastructure, housing and defence. So look for early signs of things like mass government spending, currency stabilisation, reopening of credit markets. That's your green light. Invest in construction, logistics, renewable energy, commodities and digital infrastructure. The cycle is predictable, okay? So it goes collapse, currency reset, rebuild, inflation, growth, bubble, and repeat. That's the cycle. That's what happens all of the time. So those who have liquidity and foresight multiply their wealth when others are still recovering. So you can play defense, you can play dead, or you can play smart, neutral, with a view of pushing forward at the right time to gain wealth, money, and of course, safety and security. Question 9, how do I protect my family and lifestyle through all of this? Well, money means nothing without safety and clarity. So have 3 layers. That's personal, cash essentials, financial, portable wealth, and geographical optional relocation. Always a good idea to have options of another country. Keep digital copies of all key documents, passports, titles, crypto seed phrases. Don't keep crypto seed phrases digital, by the way. And of course, insurance policies. Never take, I'm going to emphasize this, never take photographs or anything of your crypto seed phrases, okay? You should write them down, put them on a steel, secure memory bank, but don't take pictures or anything digital. Train your family in basic financial literacy and, of course, situational awareness, because resilience isn't just about finance, it's mindset and mobility. So final question, question 10. What's the mindset of people who win in a crisis? Well, they don't react, they anticipate. So it's about probability. I always use the word probability. What is the probability of a major war in the EU and UK? I believe the probability is 70%. I think in 2026, my probability score will go up. I do the research. I understand the dynamics, the economics, and everything that's going on there. It's about holding on to power and wiping the debt clean. But they get to blame someone else. They think in probabilities, not emotions. So wealthy people don't get emotional about things. They don't sit in a corner and cry. They go into a very practical mode and start planning. Hence, I'm making this video to share this with you because these are things that I'm doing. So it's practical. They build optionality. There's nothing better than having choices. Now, whether that is in your own life or whether you are in business, when you feel your back is against the wall, you have to start giving yourself options. And you get that by talking to people, by watching YouTube videos, by whatever means. But give yourself options. There's nothing better. Multiple ways to survive and thrive. Okay, so get yourself options. Even now, get options. So while the crowd panics over headlines, they quietly move capital. They buy value and, of course, prepare for the next phase. So preparation is not paranoia, it's discipline. So I can sound like I've got paranoia over everything, whether it's the fake climate change, whether it's wars, whether it's financial crashes, whatever it is. I can sound like I've got paranoia. It's not, it's discipline. I'm aware of these things and therefore can make better decisions for my life, for my family's life, for my kids' lives, and of course financially. So if war, financial collapse, or digital control systems become part of our reality, you'll already have a plan. That's the important thing. Protect, preserve, then position yourself to grow. Remember, protect, preserve, then position yourself, okay? Look, if you found this video useful, please feel free to subscribe. You haven't got to. I do this to share. I believe everybody should know this information and at least have the option to act on it or not. But subscriptions, of course, do help and they motivate me a little bit. So if you want, please do. And remember, in every collapse, wealth doesn't disappear. It just moves. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to making the next one for you.